Welcome to PACTV Community News. I'm Zach Dolan.
And I'm Julie Thompson. On tonight's show, we go to Pembroke to visit with Plymouth County entomologist Blake Dinius to learn the best practices to protect ourselves against tick bites. We then stop by Maziply Toys in the Kingston Collection to talk to owner Scott Mazerall about the ways playtime can also be educational.
We peek inside the vault at the Plymouth Registry of Deeds to find out about the rare and historical documents that are kept there, and then check in at the Plymouth Center for Active Living's first annual Instructor and Student Art Show.
And we welcome Kathleen Keegan from Pembroke on set for our Community Profile segment. But we start tonight's show in Kingston. Faculty and students at Silver Lake Regional High School joined forces for the 6th year to raise funds for breast cancer awareness. This year, they created a fun challenge that motivated everyone, and in the month of October alone, raised almost $10,000 for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute at South Shore Hospital.
Hi, my name is Michaela Gill. I'm the principal of Silver Lake Regional High School, and I have the privilege of working with over 100 teachers and staff members and 1,200 students every day, where we strive for excellence to ensure that our students have access to the curriculum, that they're meeting the standards that the state has set forth, but also have a safe and fun environment to do that in.
My name is Andrea Cranshaw. I'm a guidance counselor here at Silver Lake Regional High School. I have students with the last names GU through NI, grades 9 through 12, and I help them with their social emotional issues and post-secondary education.
So one of my goals as principal is to improve the culture here at Silver Lake Regional High School. And our staff, last year I challenged them to be all in every day, and it's something that each one of them has taken to heart. And so moving into our 6th annual Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we have staff members and students who are working collaboratively to raise money that would support local citizens in our local communities here who are currently going through a tough time battling breast cancer.
So we have 3 staff members here at Silver Lake that have all battled breast cancer. Judy Lineski, our guidance secretary, Fran Prine is one of our biology teachers, and Marlene Lopes is a physical education and wellness teacher. They're the true heroes in all this, and the staff here at Silver Lake does such an amazing job of getting behind them and really supporting this cause. They're the true warriors in all this.
This year, a group of staff members came forward, Andrea Cranshaw, who's one of our guidance counselors, along with Mrs. Ryan and Mrs. Bates, and they shared an idea to try to get more students involved with our Silver Lake spin of the Kiki Challenge.
Which was super popular all summer long. We saw our friends posting videos using the dance moves. So we thought, why not the pink dinosaurs kind of do that too? So the idea kind of started small. It got a little bit bigger and bigger every day. I mentioned it to Mrs. Gill, who was all on board and said, we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. She got a bus, we got PACTV involved, and now it just has kind of came into this amazing video now that the kids they're going to love. It's so funny.
We shared a teaser of it with students and encouraged them to donate a certain amount of money, and if we reached the $200 mark, then we would show the full staff video, which has a lot of us as adults feeling a little nervous because we don't always have the best dance moves, but I think it just really demonstrates just how far and willing our teachers are able to go to support activities here at the school and directly benefit people in our communities.
The staff here at Silver Lake is so amazing, and I don't know if they trust Heather and I or they just think we're crazy, because we literally just kind of sent out an email to the staff and said, hey, who wants to be in on a dino challenge? They knew nothing else about any of it really, and we got about 40 staff members that just immediately responded back and said, sure, we'll do it, that sounds good. Again, really not knowing anything. They knew they needed to show up one day after school wearing pink.
Over the last 5 years, we've raised close to $35,000 to give back to Dana-Farber Cancer Institute at South Shore Hospital in Weymouth. This year, our goal is to raise $10,000 collectively during the month of October. We were very close last year. We got to $9,875, so we've set the bar high. We're hoping to reach it, and with the help from our students and our community members, I think we will.
So the planning for Breast Cancer Awareness Month starts pretty much in September, coming up with the ideas of the different fundraisers that we can do here at Silver Lake. Lake. A few years ago, we started a staff kickball game, which is just localized to the staff. So we have to kind of up the ante each year with the fun activities that we decide to do for the team and just our antics in general.
Each year, the creativity is astounding to me in terms of the fundraisers that our staff and students come up with. Our athletic teams go pink for the month of October. You'll see them in pink jerseys or pink socks or pink gloves. They do fundraisers. The soccer team, for example, does a luminary fundraiser, and they have pink ribbons that line the field. Our field hockey team hosts an alumni game, so it brings back former Lakers to the community. We have a door decorating contest that all of our students can participate in. There's a really fun and popular fundraiser called Pie in the Face, where teachers volunteer and sign up, and students can, again, donate money, and if we get to a certain amount, they can pick which teacher gets pied in the face or in their lunch waves. We have a couple of other activities that take place throughout the month for just faculty as well. This year we have something called the Flamingo Game, where teachers are trying to catch each other off guard and put a flamingo on their door. If you get flamingoed, you have to donate to the cause as well.
The art club does face painting, the members of the FFA sell flowers, and then the homerooms do a penny drive during one of the weeks in October as well. And it all kind of culminates at the end of the month when we do our school-wide pink out day, where really you just wear about as much pink as humanly possible, and it's a great fun day.
Here in our school, we do a lot during the month of October for breast cancer awareness, but throughout the year there are always other activities and organizations that are ongoing that benefit other agencies as well. Last month in September we had a Go Gold Day, which benefited pediatric cancer patients.
And I think the importance for us as staff members here at Silver Lake, there's so many people that have been touched in one way or another by breast cancer or really any form of cancer. So the month itself is just really about getting together, raising money for a wonderful cause, and doing what we can to support our members of our local community.
We have a couple of different events planned throughout this year. Each December our teachers participate in teacher karaoke, and we encourage students to bring in canned good items. We also have Laker Day coming up in November, which is a school-wide assembly where we focus on school spirit and school climate and culture, and it's a great opportunity for both our staff and students to kind of have a day without purely book-focused academics, to really connect and bond and do different activities, team building exercises together. One thing that we try to accomplish each year as a staff is to continue to raise our bar. And we have different advisory committee teams of staff that meets throughout the year, and one common theme that we're constantly talking about is what can we as the adults in the building do to set the tone and raise the bar for our students. And so our goal each year is really to be the best versions of ourselves, that we can lead by example and encourage our students to do the same, not just in their academics, but in their communities and beyond, whether they go to college, they enter the workforce, or join the military. We want them to take the skills that they learn here at Silver Lake and be able to carry those on through the rest of their lives.
Just because the temperature is dropping doesn't mean we don't have to worry about ticks anymore. Plymouth County entomologist Blake Dinius explained how to defend oneself against tick bites at the Old Colony Sportsmen Association in Pembroke. PCN stopped by to learn more.
I'm here tonight at the Old Colony Sports Association to raise awareness for what I believe is a vulnerable population of people that might be walking out and about in the fall season. You do have a proportion of people like people that might be hunting or fishing or hiking that would be out and about more frequently this time of year. Like the adult stage deer tick, that starts to become active starting really at the end of September, and that will stay active until maybe the end of April, beginning of May, that kind of time frame. And that adult stage, while it is easier to find, it's much bigger, that's about 40 to 50% infected with Lyme disease. The adult stage ticks are found typically higher up off the ground than the nymph stage ticks. So during the summer months, when we're right about the nymphs, which are about the size of a poppy seed, those nymphs are usually found about ankle height and down. So you're looking about like maybe 4 or 5 inches and below. That's really where you find the nymphs. Same thing with the larvae, you find them very, very close to the ground. The adult stage tick, they engage in a behavior called questing, and you can find them on average about 1 foot off the ground, but as high as 2.5 feet off the ground. So you're looking to protect things. Now the area that you're trying to guard has now shifted maybe from ankle height to waist down height. And so that's a really good way to think about it. Instead of just spraying the bug spray around your knees, maybe you want to spray it around your waist or even higher up if you're a short person like me. And so what I've been recommending to people is that they rake the leaves frequently and frequently maintain your yard. So mow it frequently. Don't wait until the spring to rake up those leaves, because by the time the spring comes, now you might have had 4 or 5 months where those leaves are on the ground, and ticks could definitely have, I hate to use the word moved in, but moved in and settled into those leaves. So I recommend 3 things. The big thing is that you use permethrin or permethrin to treat your clothing. And this is something that you would apply on your clothing only. You wait for it to dry, but once it's dry, it works a little bit like tick armor, I like to tell people. It'll, for about the next 6 washings or 1 month, prevent ticks from crawling onto your body. It'll actually kill and repel ticks. The second thing I recommend is that you use one of the 4 EPA registered repellents. And so this is going to be DEET, and I know now DEET's kind of unpopular, so if you don't like DEET, you can use picaridin, oil of lemon eucalyptus, or IR 3535. Any of those will work. You want about 20% or higher for the DEET, picaridin, and IR 3535, and you want about 30% or higher for the oil of lemon eucalyptus. And the third and final thing I recommend to people these days is to do tick checks. And so the good news is that the adult stage tick is a little bit easier to find, and so that doing a tick check, you tend to notice them a lot easier.
Toys mean more than just fun. They can also be educational. The owner of Maziply Toys and Collectibles in the Kingston Collection is on a continuous mission to provide toys that will help children discover and grow. And PCN stopped in to revisit childhood.
I've been selling toys online since 1996. It's been more of a hobby for many, many years. And then one day, my wife and I decided we wanted to start something new, something that was more meaningful than what we were doing. So we started a toy company. We started selling toys online, and we specifically looked for toys that we couldn't find just anywhere we went. And those were the toys that we really focused on. It's really important to me that people understand how important play is for the development of children today. And not just children, but adults as well. Play is one of the best ways to learn and develop. So that's one of the things that I really want people to take away from this store. We specifically have many things that are open and out and ready to play with, so that people can kind of discover those toys, and we can show the parents as well what the development opportunities are for those children. Each toy has its own learning opportunity. So for example, board games. We have board games that are going to help build fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, logical thinking, strategic thinking, as well as social development. There are so many electronic toys out there nowadays, iPads and so forth, and it's very easy to get caught up in those. But these are the types of toys that really help build those social development skills. We're also bringing in additional attractions such as a mirror maze, which is a great family attraction that everybody has fun doing. We also have VR floor gaming by Beam, which is going to have developmental games that are really teaching kids different things, helping them learn. However, at the same time, they're fun games, so in many cases the kids don't even realize that they're actually learning something. So that's the best way to learn, is when you're doing something fun and you don't realize you're learning something, but it's actually happening. And that's what makes games and toys so much fun at the same time. We opened Zoo Rides last year. It's been exciting. Kids really enjoy riding it around, and adults really enjoy riding them around too. I've had some adults, they come in and they pretend it's for their kids, but then next thing you do is you look over and there's the adult riding and the child is done. So everybody seems to really be having a good time with it. The Zoo Ride's an opportunity for kids to basically ride around the mall on a big giant plush animal. It kind of gives you the sense of doing something you feel like you're really not supposed to be doing, but here you can do it. One other thing that we're really excited about is that we're now carrying children's books. It's very hard to find a place where you can buy books nowadays. They've become fewer and fewer, which is really disappointing. So we are now carrying books, children's books. We've got about 400 to 500 titles that'll be here over the course of the next 2 to 4 weeks. We're also going to be building out a little book nook. One of our employees is actually a professional storyteller who travels all the way across New England. His name's Big Ryan from Big Ryan's Tall Tales. I'm sure everybody's heard of him. But he now works here part-time as well, and he's been really a huge help in putting together a good selection of books for the kids of all ages. We are going to have a little book nook where kids can kind of corner up maybe on a beanbag or a chair and just be able to take those stories in on their own. So that's something we're super excited about, is now having children books that people can come out to actually read in person without having to jump online all the time to find what they're looking for.
The Registry of Deeds is home to the archives of many 17th century colonial documents. These rare primary sources are of great interest to historians, both local and worldwide. PCN visited with the Plymouth County Register and Assistant Register of Deeds to learn more.
Several years ago, the county commissioners and Secretary of State Galvin worked with us to develop a reading room and temperature and humidity controlled vault to protect the colonial records, the original handwriting of the Plymouth colonists. We're very fortunate to have this resource. Plymouth Colony was later divided up into Bristol County, Barnstable County, and Plymouth County, but Plymouth Colony is one of the founding areas of the United States of America. We've had scholars and people that are writing books and others that want to come in and take a look at the original records, the primary source of what everything has been developed from. When they established a colonial court and made decisions on things like the right to trial by jury in America, the first canal built in America, and other things that they jointly worked on. It was a fascinating experience and basically resulted in so much of what happened in our country.
My personal favorite, being a lawyer, it is the first law in this country requiring a right to trial by jury. But the best part of it is where you can literally sit there, watch these folks writing this thing as they're writing it, that you have a right to a trial by 12 men, and then they cross off men. They insert honest and then write men. So that's, I think it's just, you could literally be sitting there watching them do this.
As one small candle may light 1,000, so the light here kindle has shone unto many, yea, in some sort to our whole nation. And that is contained in Governor William Bradford's diary, basically, of the early days in the colony of Plymouth Plantation. It's quite a book. If people have a chance to look at it, I'd advise you to do so. So we decided to promote that quote as a way to promote how important it is that people get to come in and see the records.
The Plymouth Center for Active Living was the site of the first annual Instructor and Student Art Exhibit, featuring over 120 pieces from 60 different artists. PCN attended the art show and learned how being involved in the arts keeps our aging communities vibrant and engaged.
So tonight, for us at the center, we are really excited to be able to showcase the artwork that our seniors have collectively been working on since we started here at this building about 5-6 years ago. We have over 120 pieces that have been entered in from 60 different artists. So we're really excited to showcase the community and to invite the community in to see what actually happens at the Center for Active Living.
So this community going into a classroom, first of all, is very positive and supportive. And a lot of people come into art and they're frightened because they haven't drawn. They don't think they can draw. They don't think they can paint. And the other students have been there already and they say, come on, you can do it. Look what I've done. You're given step-by-step instruction by the teacher showing you every step of the way, and then we have critiques at the end so that you can learn from each other.
I'm involved this evening because I have 2 pieces of artwork here. I'm a beginner painter on Friday mornings in Let the Water Do the Work. And it's been wonderful, and I can't believe I've got 2 paintings up here. I love the camaraderie. I love coming to class and listening to the other people that are artists. In the class that I'm in, we have people that are brand new painters like myself. We have people that are very seasoned painters that are truly amazing. But it's really, really wonderful. And painting, it almost transfixes you to another place. I mean, you could be painting and then all of a sudden, and you're working on it and having fun, and all of a sudden an hour's gone by, or an hour and a half's gone by. And you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Where was I? So that's what's fun about it too.
The other pluses of the class is you're meeting a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. You're meeting people who do a different type of artwork than you've ever done. And it's just wonderful just to watch them do their thing while you're doing your thing. And even though like my sister and I do the same pictures, they don't look anything alike. And then others look very much alike, which is funny to look at. But but you gain a lot from the camaraderie from the girls and the people that are in the class.
Being involved in the arts can actually prolong your mental health. It can, actually, it's stimulating your brain, it's keeping you active, it's keeping you engaged, which is really what we are here at the center trying to advocate for. So we offer over 20 different classes here, and again, this is a way to tell the community, come in, stay engaged, stay active, see what your taxes have been paying for, see what your friends are doing. We're not your grandfather's council on aging, we're your center for active living. And what we're really here trying to do is put together a roster of classes that will keep our community engaged, keep our community healthy, and really create a center that I'm going to want to participate in when it's, when I retire.
We are so pleased to have on set today Kathleen Keegan, a Pembroke resident, business owner, and she's someone that we're highlighting today on our community profile. Welcome, Kathleen.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. We at PACTV like to look at people in communities that do an awful lot for the communities. And being a Pembroke resident, you were one of the first people that came to my mind.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about you. You own a business in Pembroke, Real Estate Rocks, real estate. You have a family in Pembroke. Your kids went through the Pembroke schools.
Yeah, my husband grew up there.
Your husband grew up there, and you're actively involved in the town.
Yeah, I love it.
Before we get into what you do for the town, let's talk a little bit about your history. You told me that you're a Gold Star daughter.
Yep, my dad, Joseph Albrecht, was a Navy SEAL, and unfortunately stepped on a landmine and didn't survive.
And how old were you?
I was 4, and my younger sisters, 3 and 2.
Yeah.
But my mother did an amazing job and raised us to be, independent, self-sufficient, self-reliant.
Yeah, which you are.
Yeah. So I love her.
You have a BA in communications, and you taught English in Japan. How did that come about?
So my college roommate answered this little teeny ad in the New Haven Register that said, "We need English teachers." So. Yep. She answered the ad and off she went, and we were like, "You're crazy."
Yeah.
But then she called me up a couple months later and said, "Hey, they need another teacher. Are you interested?" And I'll be there. I said, "I'll be there in a month."
That's awesome.
And it was one of the best experiences.
So you taught English as a second language?
Correct, in Japan, yeah.
To what age?
To all levels. So we would teach to businessmen, housewives, little kids. They have something called a juku, which is a school after school.
Wow.
So
good for you.
Yeah, and then I went to Hong Kong, Korea, and Thailand when I came home, and I just, the travel bug, I love it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You met your husband while you were in training?
Yeah, so we met in a foxhole up at Fort Drum, New York. We shared a foxhole and fell in love. So,
and you've been in the, tell me a little bit about your service.
So I joined the National Guard when I came home from Japan. I'm like, I want to be a teacher. So my mother, who had said, stay away from military men, my whole life. But she said, you could join the National Guard. That'll help pay for school. And I'm like, Mom, you said stay away from military men. You're telling me to join the military?
Yeah.
But it worked out so well.
Yeah.
So I went in, raised my right hand. Yeah. I swear to defend my country.
Yeah.
And I did take some elementary ed classes. and decided I didn't want to be a teacher, but I stuck with the military and just retired after 27.5 years.
As a major?
As a major, yeah.
Yes, and the last thing you did was you were the lead in assignment, you were the commander of the Massachusetts Selective Service Program.
Right.
What does that mean?
So men probably know this, 18 to 25, you have to go sign up for the Selective Service in the event that there's ever conscription, or called the draft.
Yep.
So my job was to train and recruit civilians to be ready to conduct a draft board if there's
necessary.
Ever, right.
Wow.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, varied, wonderful life you've had so far.
Yeah.
We put together a little video to show some of the things that you've done in the town of Pembroke, the different recreational activities and groups and organizations that you have started. So we're going to watch it and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Okay, great. Kathleen Keegan. I'm the chairperson for Pembroke's largest water balloon fight. And back in 2012, we had Pembroke's 300th anniversary. And one of the events that I came up with was like, let's do a water balloon fight. And it was very successful. We had about 100 kids. They had a blast. At the end of it, they came up and they're like, can we do this again next year? I'm like, let's do it. On your mark, get set, go! Chairperson for Pembroke Celebrates, and our committee is here to celebrate the folks that serve this wonderful town. So definitely the police and the firemen, the DPW, teachers, all the town workers, so anyone that volunteers or works for this wonderful town. And this is our way of saying, we celebrate you. And last year we had fireworks, and we were able to raise enough money to have fireworks again this year. We are hoping that we continue to raise enough money to have it be a tradition. For the past 15 years, we have been putting this on. It's a grassroots organization. It's some Pembroke residents. We put this together, and we want it to be free for residents. So the only thing that they have to pay for is usually just a little bit of the food. But all the other events, so like the hay wagon, which in this year we have Clydesdales, which you haven't had those in a long time. So hay wagon, we have the moon bounce, we have cookie decorating, craft, roasting marshmallows over fire pits, all of these wonderful activities for families to enjoy, and it's a great way to start off the holiday season. And I contacted the Pembroke Military Support Group and I said, would you be wanting to read the names so we could put yellow ribbons on the trees? So that was born. So we've been doing that for the past 15 years as well. Yes. Pembroke is my home, and I love that other people call it home.
Well, that's you.
Wow.
I mean, that's kind of, it's so nice that somebody is so involved in their town and they get so excited about bringing people together, because we're all very busy nowadays, and it takes a lot of work to do the events that you do.
Oh, yeah.
What's the most difficult one to organize and coordinate? Is it the one with the fireworks?
Well, yeah, because that's the newer one.
Yeah.
I feel like the tree lighting, because I've been doing it so long, we're in a good pattern, so everyone sort of has their track.
Everyone knows what to do.
Yeah. So I would probably the fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now talk to me about that event,
that's
because
fundraising too.
Yeah.
Which I don't like doing.
But you're good at it.
I just want to have the event.
Yeah, you're good at it.
Somebody give me the money and I can make it happen. Yeah.
But the Pembroke Celebrates, you really did to celebrate the people that work in our town.
Yeah.
You brought in a really smart thing. You said, let's have families come and tailgate.
Yeah.
Now, people think of tailgating as football games, and kind of brings the nostalgia back of how it always used to be.
Right.
And I think that's one of the reasons why so many people went. The first year 1,000, the second year 2,000, we think.
Right.
That's huge.
And then this past year was 3,000.
3,000, yeah.
So the first year we didn't have family tailgating, we just had the fireworks.
Yep.
And I think people didn't want to go up to the high school because they felt that there was going to be too many people.
Yep.
And there really weren't that many people.
Yeah.
So we came up with an idea of, doing family tailgating to get people up there ahead of time. And we couldn't believe at 5 o'clock people were rolling in with their cars and then opening up the back and grilling and then the kids running around.
Yeah.
It just was so,
it's such a great
it was
family
thrilling.
event. Yes.
Yeah. So then this year, again, we were able to do it. And it was a $12,500 show.
Yeah.
And I just was so happy. And the weather was perfect.
Yeah.
It was just,
it was a
great
it was
community
great.
event.
It was great. And you also do the haunted house at your Real Estate Rocks
office. Yes.
Which is a riot. And I went and checked it out this year. And you completely turn the inside of it to, well, it's kind of scary.
Oh, yeah.
You go through and you have like beheaded people and blood.
Yes.
And
yeah, we have
really
an
cool.
operating room, and my son Quinn is on the operating table, and they're pulling out guts. And there's a nurse in there. She's drinking the blood out of a bottle, and we have a scary doctor.
And it's all in fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we are trying to scare people, and we did scare people. Some people only made it to the waiting room.
Really?
And then they're like, okay, we're going to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But you had about 200 people show up this year.
Yeah, about 200.
Did you give out candy?
Oh, absolutely.
bit.
And some of our Real Estate Rocks chocolate rocks.
Yeah.
And out in the parking lot, we had a feeling station where people could feel like liver
eyeballs and
brains,
stuff. Oh, yeah. I remember that from
fingernails.
when I was little. Yeah.
And we have a new thing that we're going to do next year, so they'll have to come to
Okay, there'll be a
find that out.
surprise.
Yeah.
So, what motivates you most to do all these things in town? In a town that you don't have to do any of it.
Yeah.
What motivates you to do it?
I think that growing up, I was not a happy person. I was probably clinically depressed. Didn't enjoy my high school years or even my college years.
Yeah.
But I joined the military and I found my tribe, and it just lifted me up.
Yep.
And I've continued to find my tribe, and that I feel like Pembroke, I've found my tribe.
Is your tribe.
Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
So Pembroke means the world to me.
It's a great town.
I'm just so happy living there.
Well, we're so lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And you had a little sign.
I
This
do.
is your mantra?
This is my mantra: is joy to the world, and just wanting to make and help people have happy memories. So, thanks for watching.
And thank you. If you'd like to see the show again, you can find PACTV Community News on YouTube and on our website. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook to get up-to-date info. From all of us at PACTV, thank you for watching and have a great week.